All right, people, y'all already know what it is. This is live, uncut, unedited. We got a lot going on. I'm gonna be your lunch today. Today is 11/18. Thank y'all for tuning in. Tuning in. It won't be long before you. I promise you that. Won't let it be a long drawn thing. We're just gonna be live.
You already know what it is. The Crime Chaser, live, uncut,
come on in, people.
unedited.
Come on in.
You already know what it is. The Crime Chaser.
Hopefully, I can take a
live,
few calls.
uncut.
Hopefully, I can take a few calls. And we look at the city of Chicago. You have 77 communities here in the city of Chicago. No, I do not know all the names. I don't know all the names. I wish I knew all the names and the exact areas and things like that. But what I do know, Chicago is divided: the north side, the south side, the west side, and the east side in 4 parts. All right? That I do know. And I know basically on the south side of Chicago and most parts of the west side, there are African American communities. We are segregated here, but yet we're mixed. In a sense, you have Chinatown, you have Greek Town, also you have the Hispanics and Mexicans and Latins in their area. Everybody have their own area here in the city of Chicago. And we want to talk about crime. Now notice I said crime, not black on black crime, not white on white crime, not Mexican on Mexican crime. I said crime. We all know that crime don't have a color, people. It don't have a color. I'm sorry, people. Don't have a color. It don't have a color. So keep that in mind. Now we got a certain community on the north side. They're crying about they don't feel safe. Lincoln Park. We got communities on the south side, such as South Shore. They don't feel safe. Inglewood, they don't feel safe. Auburn Gresham, they don't feel safe. South Shore, Roseland, they don't feel safe. Lawndale, they don't feel safe. Austin, they don't feel safe. Now, all of a sudden, we have this crime is not supposed to happen where we live at. And crime is crime. See, crime have reached the affluent neighborhoods. And I know y'all don't want to hear it. I know you don't hear it. You used to walking out the street 3 o'clock in the morning, doing whatever you want to do, and no one really bothers you. But time is changing. Now you want to point the finger at Mayor Lori Lightfoot, Kim Foxx, Superintendent David Brown. But all these problems exist before they came. They really did. Now, should they take some blame? Probably so, probably not. It depends the way you look at it. Now, we know Lori Lightfoot is not out here doing drive-by shootings. We know David Brown is not out here doing drive-by shootings. And we know Kim Foxx is not out here doing drive-by shootings. That we do know. That we do know, people. To my dear friends that's on the north side, Lincoln Park, I call it heaven in Chicago, where it is one of the safest communities, one of the safest communities here in the city of Chicago. But now it has been plagued with crime, with violence. And they have called on their aldermen. But I want to tell my friends that's living in Lincoln Park, and I'm quite sure that's a wonderful place to live, and if you can afford it, you know, beautiful. I won't knock that. I won't deny that. But I just want to warn you, crime is everywhere. We've been those of us that live in these high crime areas, Inglewood, South Shore, Roseland, Austin, Auburn, Gresham, Lawndale, we've been afraid to come outside for a long time. Matter of fact, let me help you out. Decades. We've been plagued with drugs, violence, gangs, prostitution, burglary, robbery, all above. Police misconduct. Now, crime is advancing on the north side. And I'm going to tell you something, young folks and old folks, because y'all need to hear this. A lot of you don't want the young people downtown. Now, you can't have everything your way now. Either you want the young folks shooting or running in the street acting crazy, uncivilized. I'll take them running in the streets acting crazy as opposed to shooting in these communities or downtown. I take that. They're young. That's what they're going to do. They silly. Anytime you have a group of unsupervised teenagers, you're liable to have fights. Matter of fact, I'm going to go a little further than this. You can put grown folks together that are supervised, that are educated, and trust me, they'll act out too as well. They'll fight, argue. So the young folks are just mirroring the things that they see the older folks do. Now, people, our young people should, could, and they can enjoy downtown, no matter what you say. They have a right to go in any parts of this city without being harassed and without them harassing other people as well, too. Now, let me say that. Now, listen, young folks gonna stop traffic. They're gonna fuss, they're gonna argue, they're gonna cuss, they're gonna fight. Now, how do we want it? Do we want gunplay, or we'll take that little fuss and fight and arguing? Will we take that instead of gun violence? I'll take that. I don't want to see any little children like the 3-year-old baby that got shot. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see it in the black community. I don't want to see it in Lincoln Park. I don't want to see it downtown. I don't want to see it nowhere in Hyde Park, on the west side, none of those places. I don't want to see it, people. And you shouldn't either. Why can't our young people go downtown, enjoy Millennium Park, enjoy the lakefront? I'll do better than that. Parents, won't you join your unsupervised teenagers? Come downtown with them and walk around. And I guarantee you, we won't see a lot of this behavior. But I'm willing to take this bad behavior than gun violence and carjacking and snatching and grabbing and robbing. I'll take stopping up traffic, running up and down the streets. I'll take that any day. Or jumping the transit, getting on for free. I take that opposed to gunshot violence. Any day. Or selling drugs, or raping, or robbing. I'll take that any day. That's what young people do. They do it all the time. Just think about Lollapalooza, people. What do you think them young folks doing? They popping pills. They doing lines. They snorting. They shooting dope. That's what I mean. They doing all types of things. Fighting the police. Smoking marijuana all over the place. Come on, people. That's what they're doing. These are young people that attend Lollapalooza. Look at the White Sox game, how they be acting. In the Wrigley Field, how they be acting. Black people, your sons and daughters can go downtown. Just join them. As long as you send them down there and you're not with them, they're going to act up. They're going to act up. This is not South Africa. This is not apartheid. They can go where they please. This is America, where you pay your tax dollars. You pay to live here. You pay. It's not free to live here in America. Yes, maybe they should enforce a curfew. I agree. But don't just enforce it downtown. Don't try to straighten up downtown. And when our communities are torn apart. Well, Lincoln Park, maybe you guys need to call the police a little bit more, participate with the police. I'm only saying what you tell us. You tell us in these high crime areas, we don't cooperate with the police. But who you think called 911? Isn't that cooperation with the police? Or isn't it? Or is it not? Come on now. The police is not everywhere. They need the public to help them solve crimes. And I'm telling you up on the north side, listen, you guys got to work with the police. That's what you tell us. You must not be cooperating with the police up on the north side. That's what you tell us out south and out west. You may not come out and say it, but we know what you're thinking. Come on now, y'all know I'm telling the truth. This real talk. Listen, parents, if you want to stop your children from going downtown to enjoy downtown, you can. But my question is, won't you join them sometime and see the type of behavior that they are displaying downtown? But not only downtown, but in the community. I see all these sophisticated folks that get in my news feed, in my messenger, and talk about it's a shame what they're doing downtown. But it's not a shame what they're doing in the black community. That's acceptable, but it's not acceptable downtown. It should not be acceptable in Woodlawn, South Shore, Auburn, Gresham, nowhere, Roseland, nowhere, Lawndale, Austin, nowhere should not be accepted. We should not only be working to clean up downtown in Lincoln Park, we should be working to clean up these communities of color. That's what we should be working on. That's plagued with gun violence, drugs, infestation of gangs. Come on, people. Y'all know I'm telling the truth and shame the devil. I know you don't want to hear it, you bougie black folks. You get along, go along, educated, degree. But guess what? Your degree is not stopping the black community from going down and shooting and killing each other. It's nothing when it comes to your race of people. You don't even know how to use it. You don't even know how to apply it. All you know is pray and leave it in the hand of Jesus. That's all you say. But my Bible tells me that faith without works is dead. Trust me. You can't just say you love me, but you never show me. You can say whatever you want out your mouth, but your actions is the real deal. Real deal. And let me say this, people. People act out the way they think. You take an animal. If an animal, would you say a bird? If a bird come down from out of the trees on the ground looking for food, the bird is thinking about eating. He is acting out the way it thinks. Same way with a dog. If a dog feels threatened, the dog instinct is to bite. That's the way the dog thinks. If you out here shooting people, shooting and killing people, taking people catalytic converters, snatching and grabbing, gang banging, that's your mentality of thinking. That's the way you're thinking. You're acting out. You don't do nothing first, then think second. It don't go. That's not the way laws of the universe, law of nature works. You think it, then you do it. As simple as that. Instead of saying, hey, I lost my mind, I was on some drugs. People, we are living in a pill-popping generation right now. See, you don't hear too many people talking about the pills, but the pills are real. They are drugs. I call them mood altering drugs. They make your mood swings change. They tell me when you pop a pill, whatever mindset that you in when you pop that pill, that's the mindset you're going to stay in while you high, rolling. Young people call it rolling off a pill. So if you're in a sexual mood, you might be doing sex. If you're in a murderous mood, you might go out there and shoot and kill somebody. If you're just in a mood that you want to take off all your clothes, you might just do that. If you in the mood of you want to go kill the opposition, the opposite gang, you just might do that popping these pills. Talking to the young folks. Now, it was some young folks that probably shot the lady and the 3-year-old. Come on, people. These are young people. Young people have a name. They have an address. They hear people. What are we going to do, people, about it? Where are my educators? Where are my spiritual leaders? Where are my coaches? Where are my mentors? Where are you? My pastors. Where are you? Where are you? The scripture said, the harvest is plenty, but the labors are few. Other words, that means it's plenty of work out here, but no one wants to work. The scripture said, work while it's day. When night comes, can no man work. Simple as that, people. Work while you got a chance in your good health. Well, you say, well, Martin, when I get this grant, I'm going to get out there and do whatever I can. And I'm saying, sister, brother, if you don't get that grant, are you still going to come out here and work on the front lines? Are you going to deal with the less desirable people, the ones that don't nobody want to be around, don't want to live around? Are you able or capable of coming out here to help? By the way, you say, well, Martin, these young folks off the chain, they crazy. They got guns on them. I'm not going to say anything to them. You don't have to say anything to them. Just say something to your grandsons and your sons and your nephews and your nieces that's off the chain. Somebody that you feel comfortable talking to. Try that. That just might work. It might work. It might work. Live, uncut, unedited. How may I help you?
Yes, sir. Live, uncut, unedited.
Yes, sir.
Man, Brother Martin, these young people, man, and older people, man, they got to get something between the ears, man.
Okay.
You got the people don't want to go to church. Now, they're supposed to be brought up in church from a child. But this is happening all over America. So we are doing things, and we've been doing this stuff for a long time, like I told you before.
Yes.
But it's getting worse to where they just got all type of mayhem, and they better be glad that the police is not putting an all-out crackdown. Because the first thing we're going to do is jump up and holler where they jumping on the black youth. They jumping on black people. But these people are doing things that other people are not doing. You said something about the drugs. Caucasian people be on speed. They be high. But you don't see them knock no old black woman down and take their purse and beat them like these boys do it. You don't see them jump on people and take their dilly bike from them. They be high and everything else. Our people is just want to do what they want to do.
Hey, brother.
They don't want to do any better.
Brother.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Let me ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
You don't see black people out here running off with ambulances doing a high-speed chase either, do you?
No.
We see white people do. I know, but I'm just saying, we just witnessed it. We just see. Let me just say something. I want to educate you, brother, and you're a very intelligent brother, and you know I respect you.
Okay.
Media only show what they want you to see. because we don't see it on TV, and a lot of us don't live around white people. Remember, some of us live in the suburbs, and Chicago is very segregated. Trust me, very segregated. It's some things that's happening in these communities that's not being reported. That's all I'm saying, brother. Now, because we don't see it, that doesn't mean it's not happening. It's just like a married couple. You may suspect your spouse is cheating on you, but you never caught them. But you just know something is just not right. And I'm saying to my black brothers and my sisters, all of our sins, when I say sins, crimes, are displayed to the whole world. And if we continue to watch news, the media, and I'm part of the media, you will think that we're the only ones out there shooting, killing, doing drugs, selling drugs, scamming, and all that. And we know that's not true. Now, we may be doing it on a large scale, and I give you that, brother, but we're not the only ones. And not justifying that is right. I'm saying, not because white people do it makes us right for doing it too as well. I'm not justifying that, brother, but wrong is wrong no matter who's doing it and where they're doing it. That's all I want to say. Go ahead, brother.
Well, I mean, we have to accept that if we do something, it's possibly that it may stick out more than other people.
Yeah.
I saw where they had the man from Alabama, when they first caught him, they had his hands behind his back. But when they was bringing him into the jail, they had him handcuffed in the front. So what I'm saying, these people treat other people different. Now, we don't make a case and point out of that because bottom line is that the people don't want us, and they want us to be put in jail.
Yes, they do.
But but that don't mean we have to go and do it.
That's true. I agree with you, brother. I listen. I'm with you. Don't think I'm not with you, old timer. I'm with you. Trust me. I ain't making no excuse for nobody to look like me. Not at all. Not at all. But I just wanted to point out some different things now. Now, you got the north side right now, Lincoln Park, which I call heaven in Chicago, in a sense. I mean, they could walk out 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, but they just had a murder up there. And now they're saying we have a problem. But it wasn't we when it was happening and still happening in South Shore, Woodlawn, Auburn, Gresham, Lawndale, Austin, Roseland. What was the we? It was them. Now it's we. See, let me say that, I'm going to let you talk. We are dealing with more sophisticated criminals, if I may say this. They're going where the money at, if I may use that term. And I'm not advocating pushing nobody into the crime world. Why come and rob us over here on the south side and the west side when you know we just live from check to check? If you want fish, go to the pond. If you want animals, go to the zoo. Simple as that. If you want money, you go to the bank. You don't look for certain things in certain areas. If I want a chicken sandwich, I would have to go to Kentucky or Harold's or something. If I want a hamburger, I would have to go to Wendy's or Burger King or something. That's what I'm saying. These criminals are sophisticated in what they're doing. Do that make it right? No. See, for many years, we're still fighting it right now. Drug-infested communities. Some of you guys have moved out of the community. You're living out in the suburbs, and wherever your money can take you, I'm not mad at you. I'm not no hate at you. But I'm going to tell you, don't forget where you came from. Trust me. Some of us are fortunate enough to move out of these high crime areas, and we should if we can. If we can. Especially those of us that have young teenagers and try to bring them up in a better way. Go ahead, my brother. I'm going to let you talk. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have to agree. I have to agree with you on that. But we gonna have to draw a line in the sand that we can't continue to keep crossing over.
That's right.
You
yes,
got
sir.
To, and if we don't, we're going to have ourselves in a hornet's nest, and that's not where anybody should want to be.
I think that's where we at right now. Hold on, brother. Let me bring this other person in.
Okay.
All right, caller, where you calling from?
Hello.
Yes, caller, I need you to turn your sound down, your Facebook down.
Okay.
All right, where you calling from?
Chicago.
All right, hold on. All right, brother, we got another call on the line. Sister, I need you to turn your Facebook all the way down because I was still hearing it. You can always go back and listen to yourself talk. Okay, now what you got to talk to us about, sister? Come and talk to us.
Okay, I kind of just wanted to chime in
Okay, well, let me hear it.
on the last gentleman's conversation. Hold on, let me turn this down.
Turn it all the way down so we can hear you clear. And he's still on the line, too. The last gentleman, he's still on it. I call him Old Time. I don't know his name, but I call him Old Time because he's a wise old man. Go ahead.
So what he was on the right point.
Okay.
And what I mean by that is, you said that, okay, yes, crime happens in the white neighborhoods and other neighborhoods. It's more in the media when it happens in ours.
Yes.
Well, part of that is true. However, when it occurs the way that it's happening in our neighborhood and some of those other neighborhoods, you're going to see the difference.
Oh, well, what
You will see the change.
point it out
And
to
the
me?
reason why I say that, like the drugs.
Okay.
So when here in Chicago, you had crack cocaine,
Uh-huh.
and you definitely had the heroin.
Yes. Still here,
During
too.
the
It never,
heroin epidemic.
it never left.
No,
It's
I
still
know
here.
that. Listen, I know that, but that's what I'm saying. The heroin epidemic, all these years, you had programs trying to get help for needle exchange, overdose, the train overdose, but nothing never happened. Okay? Now, watch this. When the white kids and that white community start having problems with opiates and shooting dope, now you got all the money in the world. You understand?
Mhm.
So it's a difference. And the difference is, and you're talking to a mother who lost her son to gun violence in Jackson, Mississippi, July 7th, 2021. He was number 76 to be killed that year in that state.
Okay.
When we learn that it's all of our problems and we're tired, just like if a police kills one of our kids, everybody is banding together, everybody watching the TV, and it's all across the United States. We want peace and we want justice. But when our kids are killing each other, we're quiet.
Well, let me say something to that. I can say I want to help you out on that. The difference between an officer shooting and killing a black person than another person killing another black person. Number one, the officer is under oath to serve and protect. Now, I'm with an officer shooting a person if it's justified according to the law. But no officer should shoot anyone surrendering, shooting them in the back if they run away from a crime, or you shoot them if they're unarmed. Yes, it should be an outcry. Yes, it should be. It should be, because it's like a minister that ministers to our soul and tell us this is wrong, that is wrong. But it's like him saying, don't do as I do, just do as I say. So there can't be no double standard. Murder is murder all across the board, no matter if an officer does it or if a regular citizen does it. So that's why you hear and see the outcry, because you know by you losing a son last year, it's almost been a year. A lot of us have gotten hell, and I'm not cussing, through police. I've lived in these communities so many years where you can call the law enforcement and they will tell the gangs that you're calling. That's what you call divide and conquer. They've never been a friend to the black community. And you have a lot of people are mad, especially here in the city of Chicago, at the police because they have been wrongly convicted and they have been forced to plea bargain to a crime that they didn't commit. I'm only talking about those that's innocent, not the ones that's guilty. So that would make anybody mad and anybody to lash out at the police. And I'm going to tell anybody.
But
go ahead, sister. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. I didn't want it to go into that direction.
I know, but it's okay.
My point is, I'm going to take it back to how you started, talking about faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
Murder. Nobody has the right. Police officer, civilian, has the right to take anybody's life. And until we understand that, and we say, as a community, no more.
Well, let me ask you.
It's going to continue to happen.
Sister, let me ask you a question. Now, let me just say this. I'm your husband, and a man come in our home while we're asleep, and he got a knife up to your neck. What would you want me to do? Pray to Jesus or handle the business? I'm being honest. I'm not trying to front you.
Handling the business doesn't have to be killing them.
Okay, but he got to do.
You know that.
Okay.
Just like we want officers to shoot and wound, again, we ain't going to go. Again, I made my statement.
I know, I understand. But I'm just saying, see,
murder.
listen, sister.
And until you lose a kid, now I'm going to tell you this. You're hosting this show. And if you were in my shoes, and especially a mother, because it's a difference.
Okay.
Even though people don't want to mention that it's a difference. It's a difference. That child is attached to our umbilical cord when they're growing inside of us.
I agree.
Okay? And when we put our child in the ground, a part of us dies with that kid. Do you understand that?
Mm-hmm.
And until you and any of the rest of the people who are out here making policies and laws lose a child to murder, things will change.
Well, let me just say this, sister. I've never lost a child to gunshot violence.
I know.
So I would not.
Talked about it before.
I would. I don't know how that feels, but what I can tell you, we have to have laws in place. We have to have policy. We just can't go on and just live and just let things happen. Now, some things have happened. Listen, a lot of murders here in the city of Chicago is retaliatory because the officer didn't solve the crime fast enough. So we're here to die. We live to die. None of us gonna stay here. I don't want nobody murdering me, and I always say, you probably heard me say it, I don't want my son killing your son, and I don't want your son killing my son. You hear me say that?
Exactly.
I say
That's
that.
what we teach.
That's what I say. But also, sister, I believe in self-defense. Now, I'm a non-violent person. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. I ain't gonna cut you off.
Self-defense, again, it's not about taking a life. Just like you don't want a police officer killing a kid. I'm going to say this, and I mean this. Every time we look and we see something, we say, why couldn't he have just shot him in the leg and wounded him?
Well,
again, it's the same principle. We ain't talking about double standards.
But okay, let me just say this. When you murder somebody, when you kill somebody, you murder somebody. Now, let me ask you a question. And I'm not trying to be funny, and I'm not trying to I'm gonna keep this conversation. If God give you a land to inherit, all right, and some intruders try to come in and take over land, what are you gonna do? You gonna let them take over? You're not gonna fight back? You just gonna be, well, I can't kill nobody, I can't hurt nobody, it's not worth it. What are you going to do? Now, I'm not trying to put you on front. So what I'm trying to say is, the Bible says.
Again, my answer is going to stay the same. You do not, because of what you're saying, again, the killings will still continue.
Of course.
We have a way of trying to understand it in terms of, okay, it's okay, this person get killed over here. But again, until you sit in those shoes, again, you can't answer my question. You don't have a solution because your kids are still alive.
Okay.
You ain't lost one.
Well, I don't know how did you lose your son?
Until you lose one.
Let me ask you a question,
until
ma'am.
you lose one to gun violence. I just told you he was shot and killed.
Okay. I mean, listen.
And no, he was not the offender.
Okay, that's what I'm at. I mean,
I raised him under the same principles that we're talking about today.
Okay.
We talked about he was the youngest of three, and we talked about when you take somebody's life, you don't get a do-over with that.
That's right. I talk about that too.
What we're put here for. You don't steal. You learn to work. You go to school. If school ain't working, you go get a trade. You can go to the military, but you are to be self-sufficient.
Hold it right there.
Okay?
Hold it right there, sister.
You're here to do those things.
Hold it, sister. Why would you send a person to military if you don't believe in killing and murdering? That's what they do in the military.
No, they don't always do that.
Come on now, sister.
And if they do that, and here again, if they're in somebody else's country defending it, that's a difference.
That's a point I'm trying to bring out, sister. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to make you look bad. Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't care about you trying to make me look bad because I told you you don't know what it's like because your children are alive.
Go ahead.
Yeah, what that sister saying is right on point. Like everything she's saying is true, and you're right with what you're saying in the perspective that you're looking at it. But when you look at the military, that option is going to be before you, and you know that. A lot of Caucasians don't let their children be around the house, laying around the house. You go into the military. They don't let their children stay there, just living off of them like our children do. They go to the military. That's why you see so many of them in the military. But our children, I ain't going to no white man's army. All that kind of stuff. What she said about the part about being self-sufficient is the same thing I told you about those skunks, raccoons, and possums.
That's right.
At 3 o'clock in the morning.
I agree with all that. But what the point I was just saying.
But that's the problem, though.
Old time, what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying. When it comes time, listen, the scripture said, the Bible said, that set the standards. There's a season for everything. There's time to cry, time to die, time to kill, time to laugh, time to dance, time to pray, time to cast stones, time to refrain from casting stones. There's a time and purpose for everything under the heaven. That's the point I was saying. Listen, my heart goes out for this.
Bible said, "Thou shalt not kill."
Right, but then it says a time to kill. King Solomon said that too.
But see, it's contradictory. And then whose Bible is it?
All right, well, I'm going by the principle.
Same Bible that was used.
Yeah. I'm going by the principle of what you said. That's all. I'm just going by what you just said.
No, I started with you.
Okay, I'm just saying. I know. My thing is, listen, we got to have something to go by, guidelines, because anyway, people just can do anything they want to do. Now,
guidelines is our kids should not be gunning each other down.
I agree.
Because
I agree.
Again, and what's going to happen is, even some of the listeners that's on there now, you mark my words. If you hadn't lost a child or you don't know anybody in your family that's lost one, if we stay at this pace, you will.
Yeah.
Because, again, I fought on the front lines of prevention for years because I understood that it takes all of us. And it wasn't about waiting until I lost a kid. Okay, understand? All kids matter to me. And it all made me sick. Incarceration, I've worked with that because I understand how people are wrongfully accused. And then I also understand when a brother comes out or a sister comes out, they need resources so they don't repeat the cycle. So again, you're talking to somebody who've invested 30 plus years in our community, yet to still lose a child on the very streets of a community that she did a lot of work in.
Okay.
It's nonsense.
Let me say this.
Because he was doing doing the right thing. Because right now it's a such thing as these kids who they call lame, which was my son because he went to work every day. He had gone to school. He didn't do some of the things that a lot of the other ones did. But again, he was still a kid. He was a young man who wanted to live. You had another person who was less fortunate and was not as well liked and took pleasure in shooting him multiple times. And you had people who stood by, young people who he thought were friends, who watched it. And like you said, they didn't report it. You know where they went to? They went to social media. They talked about it. And then you have the detectives that are supposed to investigate the cases. And when we talk about that, it's the same in Chicago as it is in Mississippi. In the suburbs, you don't hear them talking about, we need your help to solve this case. What you see is them out there working. But then when you have a city, like in Jackson, Chicago, predominantly, the police department in Jackson is predominantly black. You have detectives that don't do their job. You know, it's not our jobs as mothers to get out there and try to solve a homicide because the community is pushing back and they're saying, you need to go and see what really happened. They're not looking into his case and they're not seeing these things, and these are the things that we're seeing. This is all over. Just like you told them, all over the United States, we have this problem. But what I'm saying is we all have to band together to try to assist in making our communities better. We have to watch out for one another. We have to be able to see, know who belongs in our neighborhood, know who don't. And if your kid is the menace to society, then you got to do something about it yourself.
What can they do?
That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask you a question.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, what could they do if a parent have a child that's a menace to society? I'm talking about black African American now. What should they do, or what could they do?
They can't turn their back. They can't just say, well, I can't do nothing about it. I got these other kids to raise. They need to reach out for help, whether it's reaching out to you, brother, or some of all these other agencies, because we got a whole lot of agencies here in Chicago that say that that's what they're there for. You have after-school programs. You got a bunch, 200 and something churches on the south side of Chicago.
Yeah.
They need to be able to ask for help and get it. You know, where's our churches? Because that's all we had back in the day for refuge was churches. Are they just collecting money and taking care of their members? Because last I checked, they're in these high crime neighborhoods. Where's our block clubs that's truly block clubs? Meaning they're organizing, they're watching out for one another. They're seeing this sister is struggling with this kid over here, okay? And they're lending their assistance. Those are the things that I'm talking about, because that's where we came from. You know that, right?
Right, yeah, I understand it. I mean, I've spoken to you before. I know exactly who you are. But the thing is, I'm sorry that happened to your son. You know, murder is murder, but self-defense is self-defense. You know, some of us, we listen, the world is a stage, and everybody have their role to play in it. We would never stop people from murdering. I don't care what we do, what policy put in place. Now, do that mean that we just sit down and don't do anything? No, I'm not saying that, sister. Because you got people out here right now, as I speak, loading up their gun, oiling it, greasing it, getting ready to go out and shoot somebody because over a social media beef. Right now as we speak, sister, right now.
Yep.
Then you got those type of people, hey, I just want a body. I don't care if it's a female, a male, or a man, or baby. I'm going to go out there and just get some. I'm going to kill somebody because I feel like it. I'm high. The world don't love me. It's just me against the world. That's that mentality. We got people out here like that right now. Those people need help. Go ahead, brother.
But Brother Martin, but why can't we just face the truth that if we don't want to do it, we don't want to do it. Now I came through Chicago the other night.
Okay.
And they doing a whole lot of work downtown with concrete. I didn't see not one black person out there. I was out. I went to O'Hare Field. I didn't see no blacks working out there. The bottom line is, once you turn 18, you on your own, brother. If you're not going to college, and the sister said you can take up a trade, but this is continuously. We get one contract, but then we have to keep on going. We have to keep on going because you got to get a house, you got to have a savings account, you got to have everything that you need. You ain't got time to be going around, man, give me your tennis shoes. Give me your car. That ain't your cut. I mean, where you get this kind of mind from?
Guess what, old timer? When you don't see black people on those construction sites, guess what? They're going to be at your neck and my neck. It's a brother said, I ain't going to mention his name. He said, listen, white people know if they don't feed their children going to eat them. And guess what? Our children is not eating. So what they going to do? It's a man's natural instinct to eat by any means necessary for survival. I'm not justifying bad behavior. Go ahead, brother.
What you're saying, you're right. But you got to look at the way Caucasians keep their neighborhoods. They don't let nobody take over their neighborhoods. Stand on the corner. Be on the sidewalk. You ride through Caucasian neighborhood after neighborhood, you don't see it. But we got this thing where we think that we can do all of these things, and what it does is stop people from building in our community. It stops people from investing in our community. And all of it goes elsewhere, and we on the outside looking in.
Well, let me say this, brother.
So we turn to crime.
Let me just say this.
Go ahead.
It's what you call gentrification. Listen, they always invest in the black community. They always invest in black. Listen, without us, do you know how many people, black people, have made rich? Races of people have made. I'm still on the subject. So we have to come to the point and say, hey, we've made everybody else rich. And as I always say, how could a person come in our community that can't speak the language fluently? If they can't speak it, you know they can't write it and they can't read it, but they can come in here and outfox us and get rich. Something is wrong with that picture, brother. Something is wrong with that picture. Here we are, supposed to be Americans, born and raised here, speak the language fluently, can read and write, educated, master's degrees, doctor's degrees, skilled, electrician, plumbers, lawyers, doctors, businessmen, but still something is just not right with our communities. And most people that are successful, they leave the community. And as my brother Keith says, people can't be what they can't see. Trust me. If all the professional people leave the community, you can move anywhere your money take you, and I'm not mad at you. But if they can't see a doctor, if they can't see a lawyer, a nurse, a school teacher, a thriving businessman, they can't be it. That's all I'm saying. We have to lead by example.
Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Okay, so you think that we could spend a lot of time in saying, well, you know, it's not even hot yet, and we got this killing. So instead of sitting around saying, well, we got a swimming pool, we got swimming lessons, and we're going to have a viable community, we spend a lot of time worrying about how many people going to get killed. Now, I don't hear nobody else talking about that.
Right. Well, look at the mayor here. Her focus is on a casino, and we got all this violence going on. I mean, I'm not blaming Lori Lightfoot. Don't get me wrong. This problem was here before Lori Lightfoot. So if she listened to this, I'm not blaming her for the crime, nor Kim Foxx or the superintendent. All these problems been here years before they ever became a politician in these positions. That's what I'm saying. So we had the same problems.
So,
go ahead.
So who gonna help us but us?
That's the point.
And how we gonna come out of this dilemma?
That's the point. How are we going to do it? First of all, we don't even like ourselves. I tell my daughters, a man could never love you if he don't love himself. And so I'm saying, you got black folks don't even like themselves when they look up in the mirror. So I know they can't love each other. Not all of us. Not all of us. I tell a brother and sister. Go ahead, sister. Go ahead. I don't want to hear you talk. I thought sister was going to say something. I didn't know. But listen, black people can't stand each other. For some reason, I can't. We won't shop with each other. We won't support each other. We're mad at each other. We don't like who we are. We worship other races more than our own, and we come from a great heritage. This is because we don't know our history. We are the lost sheep.
I can't understand that.
I can't either, brother.
I can't understand how people want to have blonde hair, black eyelashes, and black eyebrows, and you got blonde hair. Hair that you have is not pretty enough. Yeah, something's wrong with us somewhere, because we always think somebody else is prettier than we are. See, but you got to look at it. It takes a lot of hard work, Brother Mark.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
You're gonna have to. Each person gonna have to live under themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Cause see, I can't live for you, and you can't live for me.
Correct.
I can't. And what it is, when these people going to run the Chicago Marathon, hey, the Caucasian people gonna be out there.
Mm-hmm.
And when they run any other marathon, breast cancer walk, they're gonna be there. So you got to make it work for yourself.
Yeah, of course.
That's what it's gonna come down to.
Yeah, that's what. Of course, I love myself, brother. I'm in love with my full lips and my broad nose and my kinky hair and my caramel complexion. Hey, God couldn't have did a better job. I thank God for it. I'm just happy to be living. I'm telling you, I don't worry about what I don't like about myself, but I sure enough concentrate on what I do love about myself. That I do. So I have self-love for myself. You know, some people, they just don't like themselves, brother. You know, what can we do? I mean, they buy new clothes to cover up trauma. You know, they buy new things, material things, and it's not helping them inside. They beautiful on the outside, but they ugly inside. They full of hate, envy, jealousy. They full of it. Murder, lying, robbing. They full of it. And they just full of it. They need help. They need help, brother.
Well, I mean, you know, it's our job to love ourselves, and we have to love our children. And we have to tell our children that there's only one you. My mother told me when I was growing up, and I was a child, but I still remember up to the day she told me I was worth more than $1 million. Mm-hmm. And I said, I'm worth more than $1 million. She told me, yeah. And I still remember, and I wasn't even a teenager yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember what she told me, and she also told me, don't you ever go into a store and don't carry your stuff out in the bag. I see people go in the store now, come out with stuff off with don't be in no bag. No, just they ain't got no kind of morals. So I'm saying people treat us the way that we want to allow them to do it. We have to have a standard.
Yes.
And we have to live up to it because we have to pass it down to our children.
Yes, I agree.
And a lot of middle-class blacks, doctors and lawyers,
mm-hmm.
they always have been separated from lower-class blacks. That ain't nothing new.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been separated because you're going to have the educated and them that's trying to get educated.
Mm-hmm.
But the blacks that got money, they always been run with the social class, with the bourgeoisie.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to continue to be that way. And Caucasians do it too, but Caucasians just don't allow things to go in their neighborhood like we do. Go ride through the Caucasian neighborhood. You're going to see their grass cut.
Hey, brother.
You ain't going to see their grass all tracked down.
Yeah. Let me just say something, brother. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to just break this down. This is a history lesson.
Okay.
First of all, there's no such thing as a black neighborhood. We don't have no neighborhood. A neighborhood consists of a bank, a school, a church, grocery store, hospital. We have none of those in our neighborhoods that we own. So it's a hood. That's what it really is. Trust me. We don't have nothing to sustain us. Trust me. Listen, any shooter out there that gets shot and you tough. But who you gonna have to call on? You gonna have to call on the white man to come and pick you up from off that ground. And hopefully he give you the service that you probably don't deserve from shooting another man. I'm just saying, I have to say it. We at the mercy of another race of people, and we have to realize that, people, even us that's educated, well-to-do, bourgeoisie, we at their mercy, brother. With all the knowledge that we have and the prosperity that we have, we don't own, control anything that's worth having. Water, food, law, education, policies, anything. We're not the producers of anything, brother. Anything. But we are consumers. We're like a guest in somebody else's house. And they say, you sleep on the couch. Now, when they get tired of us, they open up the door and say, you got to leave now. And that's what they do to our communities that we do have, little we have left. Somebody said the white people come to take over. We never own these communities. It always have been theirs. They use us like a herd of animals. You herd animals somewhere. You go, we make them go over this way. Then we get tired and we go make them go to the left, then to the right, then go forward. That's how I view it, brother. Our neighborhoods are like laboratories. If you do good, you get rewarded. If you do bad, you're going to get punished. And you have, let me just say this too. Every revolt that black people try to do in this country, it always have been a white person that snitched and told white people what we was going to do. Always, brother. We got people working for the man. They pretend like they really with us, but they really not with us. And they selling us out for some butter biscuits, some crumbs. Trust me. You're not going to outthink white people. You're not going to, not in their country. This is their country. They have conquered it. And we have to abide by their rules, whether you like it or not. That's the way it is, people. This is life. It's all a big plantation. Some of us have little freedoms. Some of us, we are rich slaves. And trust me, when white people get tired of us, they can change the law anytime because they make it. They are the law, and they know it. I hate to talk like this, but it's real, and this is not hate speech. I'm not saying go out there and shoot a white person, and I'm not saying all white people are like this, but they have a system that has been in play for hundreds and hundreds of years. And anything that they have given, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, you're right. I agree with
yeah, anything.
Anything.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I don't want to be talking. Go ahead, because you know I get in my mood.
No, you're right. I mean, you're right. A community consists of a bank, a grocery store, and the common needs for everyday living that make that community sustainable.
That's it, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
And it has to be, it comes from people that have money.
Yes, sir.
In it.
Yes, sir.
And you would think almost that with sports players, that they will open these hair stores and stuff like that by the droves. But we see that's not the case. So
well, like you said, you always gonna have the ones that have the have-nots gonna be separated from the have-nots. You know what I'm saying? The haves, the ones that have it, they're not gonna. You know, it's a classism thing too, as well. Like you said, it's always been like that separation. Yeah. Let me let this person in. Hold on. Live uncut, unedited caller. Where you calling from?
Hi.
All right, I finally let you in. Hold on. All right, y'all, I got a new caller. Come on, new caller, talk to us. Hold on, caller. Hold on, new caller. Hold on. Go ahead, talk to us, new caller. Go ahead. That should be it. Go ahead, talk to us, new caller.
Hi, Martin. I'm from Aurora.
Okay, no problem.
Only thing I was calling for, I sent you a message on your Facebook page. I want you to look that up. It's this young boy. And you have to really look this up, and you can see where a lot of stuff is coming from.
Okay.
Hello?
I'm here. I'm listening. Okay. You said,
Yeah.
okay. You want to tell us a little bit about it while you're on live? I mean, you might as well.
Well, actually, he was in a store.
I'm listening. Can't hear you.
He was in the store.
Uh-huh.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. We're here. We're listening.
Oh, this is the same one because it's kind of hard to explain.
All right, well, I'll read it. If it's hard to explain, I'll go look at it.
I want you to look at that.
Okay, I'll do that. I'll do that.
And you can see where some of these parents is not, watching their kids, and this is a young boy,
Okay.
and it's a shame the way he was in that store, and the police had him.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
He was actually wanted to fight the police.
Well, let me just say something to y'all. Let me just say something. It's a man's natural instinct to fight people. Dogs
This a
got
young
teeth.
boy, though.
I know it's real. I mean, come on. It's there. Listen. Who respects a coward, though? I mean, come on, be honest. Listen, we've been taught to, they have dociled us in this country. They have dociled us in this country. We don't even know how to go fend for ourselves. I'm sorry. I just got to talk about us because whatever they say is always right. We never question anything. Anything. I'm sorry. We have to start questioning things. I mean, we was once a great people. We started this thing, but they have had so many centuries to dumb us down. Trust me, dumb us down. And it's no secret. We all see the condition of the black man and the black woman here in America. We see that the woman is head of the black woman is head of the man. We see it. The roles has reversed. We see it. And I don't believe in that terminology, keep a woman barefoot and pregnant at home. I'm not saying that at all. But we see it. Trust me. We see it. When the roles are reversed, this is what we're going to have. We're going to have a prosperous, strong black woman and weak, unruly children. That's what we're going to have. When the family is not intact the way it's supposed to be, this is the results that's going to happen. It's going to happen. Trust me. A woman is very nurturing. A man, he's a hunter. He's a provider. He's supposed to be. He is. And he's dominant. He's alpha. But the roles have reversed. The woman is all that now. She's dominant. She's alpha. She's everything. Seriously. And I'm not knocking no woman. I'm not woman bashing or anything. But I'm telling you, until we, the man and the woman, get into their rightful place with the family, we can begin to solve a lot of our problems. Right now, the young men, they run around here in their feelings just like a woman, and I'm not calling them gay. They don't know, they have no conflict skills, conflict resolution skills to solve a problem. Somebody look at them crazy, they want to go get a gun. They can't fight, they won't fight. This is the problem that we have. The sister said her son got gunned down in Jackson, Mississippi. Friends went on social media, put it all on social media. It happens. My heart goes out for the mother. But that's the day and age that we live in. We can't have everything our way. And when we do it our way, this is the results we get. If we do it the way it's supposed to be done, we get better results. I tell people that's why we have teen pregnancy, because what teenagers know about having a family and raising a family? They're just a baby themselves, but they're out there having sex. They're doing grown folks things. And we complain when we got 30-year-old grandmothers. Come on, a 30-year-old grandmother, you just become grown. 30-year-old grandmother. Her daughter, she dressing like a daughter. Her daughter got a baby. Man, this is real, people. We have problems in the black community, and we have to correct them. But as long as the woman and the man is at fighting with each other, it'll never happen. Trust me. You got the young men that don't respect the men. The older men don't respect the younger people. Man, it's all up in the air. It's like a madhouse. And we complain about all these problems. Let's get to the root of it. We don't love each other. We all out of order. Should nobody be having sex but married folks? I'm going to go a little further than that. Folks that can take care of each other. We bringing babies here, and we can't even take care of them. That's just the way it is. It's the way it is, people. Then we expect great things to happen when we struggling. It's not going to happen. I'm not saying run out there and go to the abortion clinic. No, I'm not going out there and say that at all. Things happen. But people, we having babies after babies after babies after babies, and we just making babies all over the land, especially men. I'm a father. Got one over here, one over there. And we don't live up to none of the responsibilities. We have not bonded with our children. Then the mom is playing chess with the children, with the father. Your father no good. Listen, parents, mothers, when you tell your sons and your daughters about the person that you lay down with, he's no good and he this and that, is a reflection on the way you pick your man. Well, you could blame it on, well, I was young, I didn't know no better. What about the other ones? You knew better then. This thing is real, people. People, we all have different backgrounds. We come from different places. We raised different. We ought to love on one another. The brother said when he leave out 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, he see the raccoons and all the birds and stuff out there. They gathering things together for their family. Where you see us is on corners. Talking about we trying to make money to eat. But we're not supporting anything. We're supporting a habit which have become our family. The drugs have become our family. The guns have become our family. That's what we're more focused on, bringing hurt and harm and pain to people. And the pain is repeating cycle after cycle. Now, this one parent that was on the live, she probably still on the live. You have other parents, hey, they want bloodshed. They want other people to feel the pain that they're feeling. My child got killed. I want somebody else's child to die too. They want bloodshed. And I'm not saying the parent that's on this live feel like that, but this is what I'm saying. People, this thing is real. This is real, people. Life is real. I tell young people all the time, when you shoot that gun, that bullet will not return to the chamber. You can't push a reset button or a restart button. You have made families hurt. You don't care. It's not our fault that you don't have your parents. We didn't do this trauma to you. We didn't bring trauma to you. It's not our fault that you got molested. It's not our fault that you don't have food on your table. And you mad at the whole world. You got people out here that would love to help anybody. Anybody. People, this thing is real. I'm not accepting no calls if I can't see your number. If you got call ID, you should not be calling me. Call a block. I need to see your number if I'm going to answer the phone. Simple as that. Thank y'all so much. I mean, this is real, people. And I don't mean to be preaching, but I got to tell the truth and shame the devil. People, we got a problem. People talking about, I can't wait till the summer because it's going to be bloody. Hold on. You don't have to wait till the summer. In these last 3 days, we had so many people shot, and we're not even at the weekend. People kill 12 months out of a year. They kill every month, people. You don't have to wait till the summer. You don't have to wait till the summer. They was killing back in the winter. They're killing right now, people. Like I said earlier in this broadcast, you got somebody right now trying to find some bullets, oiling up their gun, greasing their gun up right now, ready to go shoot somebody today. They plan to go carjack somebody. They plan to rob somebody and bring harm, physically, bodily harm on somebody. That's what they're here. That's what they're planning to do right now as we talk, people. But we have to reach out to people and get the message out. That's not the way, brother. That's not the way, sister. We have to. We got to, like the brother Old Timer. He always say, You got to go get your education. You got to do something. You got to be responsible. You got to do something. And I agree with him. You got to do something, young folks, besides knocking us upside the head, breaking in our cars, robbing us and carjacking. Do you think you're going to be able to do this all the rest of your life and get away with it? Eventually, somebody's going to blow your brains out. Or you're going to kill them, or you're going to be in somebody's penitentiary or in somebody's cemetery. One of the two. Hold on. Live Uncut, unedited caller.
Yeah, how you doing?
All right, hold on. I'm going to bring you in. All right, my new caller, go ahead and speak. What you have for us?
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
I just got just a little info about, about the situation that's going on
Go ahead.
in the city. I was a man, I stayed in Chicago for like 30 years. 38, moved out in DuPage County. And once I can say that by me living out there, it's totally different atmosphere, man. Like, you don't see half the stuff that I've seen in Chicago or anything that they're going on. Now, besides the community, just like the black on black crime that's going on right now, man, it's just so much. But the politicians, they're not even caring what's going on. They focus on the Obama library and other unnecessary miscellaneous stuff instead of like worrying about the community and getting the children under control.
I agree with you, brother. I mean, they not only Obama library, but they're doing a casino now.
Oh, yeah, I hear about that, too. Just think about that. Just think about the crime rate. You know what I'm saying? They're going to have with that. You know how that goes.
Yeah. Well,
it's going to be so much going on.
It's going on right now, brother. It ain't no so much. It's going on right now as we speak. It's going down.
Yeah, it's going to get worse before it's going to get worse before it get better.
Yeah, if it get better. If it get better.
Oh, yeah, that's it. I ain't going to, the job I work in, I ain't going to say the job that I do work in,
right.
I won't supervise none of that. But one thing I do know that I heard through a grapevine that they want to make Chicago a so higher city that you want to be able to afford to live in that city. That either they're going to force you out to the suburbs or they're going to force you out of the state.
Yeah, hold on, brother. Hold that thought. Live Uncut, unedited caller.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing? Can you hold on?
Yes, I
I'm
can.
finna bring you in. All right, new caller. Let my new caller say something. Go ahead, new caller, female. Go ahead.
Hi, Martin. How you doing?
I'm wonderful.
I think the problem today with young folks is back then, we had programs, we had centers, and we didn't have no choice whether we go or not. They giving these kids too many choices. That's the problem. They becoming soccer parents, they become their friends, and they let them choose what they can do and what they want to do. When we grew up, you didn't say your mom you didn't want to go somewhere. You went. It wasn't no. We didn't have choices.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They giving them choices when we didn't have that opportunity back then. So now we don't have programs in schools. These kids don't even go on trips. Do parents notice that our kids don't go on trips like they used to? We was in school, man. We went on trips like every week. Looking at your kids barely get a trip. They used to make us pray. You remember that, Martin?
Yeah, I remember that.
You prayed.
We live in a different.
School mattered then. Now they don't even care about these kids either because the mamas don't. They just come and get a check because when you come up to the school, you 10. You talking to them like you your daughter.
Let me say this, sister. I'm going to give y'all a little education, brothers. Have you ever noticed, and I want you guys to notice something, those who've listened to me out there on social media, listen to this. Everything that African Americans do, white people benefit. They get paid off. When we commit crime, when we buy property, when we get married, when we go to school, they benefit off every aspect of our life, off groceries, everything. We're like,
hey, Martin.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question. Yeah, you know what? You're absolutely right. Not too long ago, right? I had this guy. He want to do the music thing, and his song he was giving out. It was all about killing, shooting, his own kind, though, right?
Right.
So I told him this. I said, once he take that up to a big executive record label and start talking about the change the lyrics around killing white people or doing that to white people, right? Because do you really think they're gonna break that airtime?
Not at all.
They ain't gonna make no money off that. They're gonna say, "Oh man, this guy's crazy." But you know what they will do? Like they said, they'll bump their head to a man killing a man, black man killing black man, raping black man. They let that play. Like back in the day when Tupac, when he did that back in the day, oh, we don't want to.
Your sound messing up, brother. You probably on the earpiece. Your sound messing up. But let me just say this. Hold it, brother. Listen, when we go to prison, they get paid off of it. When we got to go see an attorney, they get paid. Listen, every angle they get paid. They profit off us on everything. Everything.
And they love what we doing.
They love it. They love for us to kill each other. They love to see it.
Waiting on the TLC court to get our money.
Jim Crow let him, man.
This Jim Crow 2.0. Oh, yeah. Listen, people. Listen. Y'all can go on and make all that drill music you want to. Guess what? Guess who's gonna get paid off? My folk gonna get paid off that music.
Oh, you know something?
They gonna get paid.
I'm gonna be surprised if regularly got life insurance on these rappers.
Oh yeah.
They know. They know when they get on those deals. They know they might not even make it through the night.
Yeah.
And they get life insurance, and that's what they do, Martin.
And they need their money back.
They all be under life insurance, not under their mamas.
$1.9 million, and they doing like good on this drill.
They said, what's his name? They got killed in Atlanta from Chicago Vaughn. He was worth more dead than alive. His life insurance was worth more than he ever made in music.
All of us like that too.
They made good money off Vaughn. No, they made millions off his death. They had millions in insurance off him.
See, people.
They had 20 million.
See, they capitalize. They say all that. Listen. If it wasn't no black people here in America, they couldn't eat. Trust me. They couldn't eat. They couldn't eat.
Mine, and that been for mine. That was before we was born, though.
I know it.
People don't know. That was your grandma, my mom, my grandma, my great grandma, yours. This been going on for ages.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like they always they judge black people when on they down, you know. But the white person they judge when they high. When they doing high, man, doing right, they can get the judgment. When a black person is down, oh, that's when the judgment come in.
And let me say,
once again,
let me say this: when you starve a community, and if you put two starving lions in a cage together, what? People, let's face it. Trust me. Now they do have some community centers, but it's not enough for everybody. They do have some jobs out there, but it's not enough for everybody. Trust me. Why is our people always
for us to eat either?
Right? Why is our people always got
minimum wage? You going up on bills? You going up on tax? You going up on everything else? You giving us extra money, but you still raising everything. So where do we win it? We still in that same poverty, no matter how you look at it. You can raise, and I'm a nurse, and I'm telling people like, you a nurse, yeah, but it still be hard. You still got to pay bills, light, gas, water, and then you still got to go out here, and I get sick dealing with these people. But you still have to live.
You have to live.
Okay, brother. Now I heard what she said, right?
Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Okay, now if Two Live Crew and the Wu-Tang Clan came together, how many people you think? How many black people that ain't got no money? How many you think of them gonna be at the concert?
Oh, we're gonna, man. Oh no, they're gonna be there. No, they're gonna jam pack. They're gonna find a way.
You right. They gonna rob me and Martin to get things. They gonna
do that. One way or another.
They gonna rob me and you to get things.
Hey, old timer, that's their natural instincts kicking in. Then they're gonna make a way in. They're gonna make a way in for that.
That's what I'm talking about. So why you gotta keep on giving them something?
Right.
Hey, you get out there and work, and you feel good about what you're doing.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. All it is. You still got the next day. Got to come back.
Yeah. Hey, old timer.
The only thing that we can make it work.
Go ahead, brother.
If we just got a whole, if people got to hold each other accountable, man.
Yeah.
Stop making excuses of why somebody did this or why somebody did it. If you don't, like, I mean, a lot of people got a lot of mental illness going on. Once again, you know, when I left Cook County and went into another county, it's a big difference, man. I'm talking about mental health. They got these facilities out here. They got job programs. They got them out here. You know, they got school, but they got everything. This is for the church. But once again, it's very rarely we see my color out there.
We don't take advantage of programs. That's why.
Yeah, we have to take
Their
advantage.
kids not
But you know,
out there,
we
but
don't.
mine-
I'm not
that's
against.
because parents don't make them. We didn't have a choice whether we took advantage or not. Our mama made us. They may say they just got rid of us for the day, Mark, but look how you turned out to me.
Yeah.
We had other people in our life besides our parents feeding us, and that's what they don't get. Your kids need that. Sometimes you're not always best for them. They may need that other person, but it ain't got to be negative energy, though. You just giving them to the street instead of putting them around positive people. I got boys. Warren, if I see your picture right now, you'll be like, that's him. Nigga wear suits. They think this my boyfriend. That's how many suits he wear. He don't wear no pants, and he's 27. Most mannerable young man you ever met in your life.
God bless
That's
him.
27. My other son, he's 15. He on his way to NASA from something. So it's how you stay in their life.
Right. You got to
I'm
put.
47. Wait a minute. I partied with the oldest. I kept him out the street. I didn't want nobody else to get him. I said, hey, if this is what I got to do for them not to get him, I'm his friend. I'm his mama friend, whatever. But I was still smacked up out of him. That's the difference. They just hang with him. Nah, you still got to be his mama, too. Well, I hung with him for one reason. When we go to parties, him and my little brother, I be like, let's go. These niggas got guns. Soon we leave, they shoot up the party.
Yeah, I ain't going to type parties. Yeah.
I used to see what they didn't see.
Yeah.
My little brother is 30. Never been to jail, never sold drugs, none of that. Good job, all that. I'm just saying. It always, sometimes, it's not about being their friends, it's about knowing better, too.
Yeah. Old Timer.
You got to do this for a reason.
Old Timer, go ahead, close us out. I'm going to get off this live. Go ahead, Old Timer. I'm going to give you the last word. What you got to say to these young brothers out here?
Well, I mean, my thing to the young brothers is that to go ahead on and educate yourself and determine to do the right thing. Don't let nobody tell you that you got to do this here and do that. You know, if somebody come to you, just say, hey, man, I'm not about that. And I agree with the brother said that he moved out to another county, but we know all of us not going to move.
Right.
But you can't jump up and use crime as a way of life.
That's it.
Because that's not going to happen. That's not going to work for you. But I have to admit, the pressure is mounting for you to have something between those ears.
That's it.
The pressure is mounting, brother, because you got the computers now, and everything is computerized, and you know the tech job is taking over. And whether the people giving us something and then taking it back or raising the prices, everybody is pressed in it. Let me tell you something. My brother has a church, and he went out to Northwestern University to do the football game. And he said that they was going to get some royalties from the sales of the concession stand. And he said not one Caucasian person, not one, when they put a credit card in the machine, was declined. Not one. See, so you got to take all these things into account. This is where life is at. It ain't going to change for you. It ain't going to change for nobody. And my daddy told me, he said, son, you got to be straight at 6 o'clock. And I never forgot that saying. And he also told me when we were talking about some black quarterbacks. I was sitting around talking to him. I think I might have been about 8. And I said, well, how come you don't have a lot of black quarterbacks? Well, he told me their head was too light. I didn't know what that meant at the time, but I found out that the quarterback is the brain of the team. And you got to be real smart to remember all those plays and know it. And they said that we couldn't do it. I don't mean to be totally not. But I'm just stating, this is where we are in every facet of life. And you got to prove to yourself, like Michael Jackson said, I'm starting with the man in the mirror. I'm asking him to change his ways. Nothing can be in the clip. I don't need you to help me. I got to help myself. And we're going to help each other. And we're going to inspire each other, just like you do it. You're doing an excellent job.
Yeah.
I can't see why a young man would not want to say, man, I need to learn how to talk like him. I need to learn how to be articulate. I don't understand this. I'm 65, and I'm still trying to better myself.
Me too. I'm 53.
But you running around, taking people's cars, taking people's shoes, taking their cell phone. That ain't the way to go, young man.
That's it, young man.
You
Listen
need
up.
to have Christ working in your life,
Yes, sir.
and you need to be educated. You have those two things working for you, nothing can stop you.
That's
Thank
it.
you, man, for your time.
Ain't no problem. Young man, you want to say something real quick?
Yeah, I just want to say something to the women that's out there, you know, that's raising, that's single, that raising their children. I work in the database, you know, and I put in a lot of databases dealing with death, birth certificate, and I see these numbers, man, and sometimes it's hurtful. You know, and I spoke to one lady, you know, she got an only son, and she in the city, and she's doing her best to keep him out of trouble. And I tell you this, when go through your kids' phone, go through their social media, be a parent. Try not to be too much of their friends. Hold them accountable for anything they do. It's okay if your children get mad at you or disagree with the stuff that you say. But at the end of the day, it would benefit them in the long run.
Your kids.
You know, because these streets don't love them, man. I ain't like how a woman that came and gave an excuse. Why did her son diss and shoot? And I thought that was real crazy. And that's the problem now. There's no accountability that you got, especially in the black community. And that no snitching thing is ridiculous.
Wait.
Very ridiculous. I ain't seen people that would tell on your ass if you steal a bag of chips and don't tell about it.
Brother, let me help you out. Let me help you out a little bit. That's a lie. Let me say something, brother. Who you think called 911? Hold on. No. Who you think called 911? Now, what you can get mad at black people is they don't want to go all the way with it, but they'll tell on you. Trust me. Listen, a lot of these.
You know why I'll say this?
Yeah.
Because the Crook County, the system with the protected custody, it's a joke. I know that for a fact. I'm just speaking what I work in.
Mm-hmm.
I work with the system. I ain't gonna give out where I work at, but I work, and I see these numbers. It's sad.
Mm-hmm.
They don't give a damn about what's that black on black children trying to play their games. You really think they want to stick the time out and investigate why Ray Ray killed John John?
No, they ain't gonna.
Because 9 out of 10 they do talk and they ain't gonna get no information. Nobody don't talk.
Click.
Well, let me just.
You got kids killing kids, babies killing babies, and then
let me say something, brother. Listen, I'm the crime chaser. Now, you know I've been chasing crime for the last 5 years. Social media, I got documentation. I ain't just started this. I've seen a lot of crime scenes where when the investigators come on the scene, they have no contact with the people in the community. Not knocking on doors, none of that, brother. I've seen it with my own eyes. So it's not all on the community as well. It's on some of those investigators as well, too, brother. So I ain't going to throw it all on the community.
In the community gotta say something. You gonna think about it. Let me ask you something. Now, it's been on the news now, because I mean, in Chinatown, I guess these hoodlums that came over there, beat and robbed somebody. Real tell you, when I say the whole damn community got these doorbell ringers, they sent it all to the police department so they can catch this guy. You ain't gonna come in this community and start havoc. You ain't gonna allow that.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing where I'm at, man. You get what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gonna have this one person come in and just start havoc against the whole damn community. Everybody's scared to say something.
Yeah.
That's giving him fuel to the fire. That means I can do whatever I want to do. The justice system is a joke. I know that for a fact. You got people that I ain't never in the 39 years of my life seen a person who been charged for murder and get a damn cash bond and be right back out doing more shit. What is he teaching? Where's the lesson? It's no life lesson. You know what I'm saying? It's like a revolving door for chaos.
Well, you know what, brother?
Once again,
let me say something. You got different levels of murder and all that. First degree, second degree, second degree, manslaughter. So we got some of yeah.
The
You got
I work in,
yeah.
first degree is a 75%. Rate in these communities. I ain't gonna name it, in these communities, 75%. You only got like 3% of the homicide. Every homicide is a homicide, right? It's justified or unjustified. You got 3% of homicide in 2021 that was justified. Only 3. What about the others? Just people just going out as mad. No remorse, nothing. Everything is just backwards. Like I said, I don't know. I feel like some truth to it. Maybe they want to get everybody. Either you want to get out of the city, they want their land back. Maybe either they gonna go up in the property tax or push the violence so bad that it make the people at home owners want to sell their house. I see like 5 people that's already sold their house and went on somewhere else because they just can't deal with it no more.
Yeah, a lot of black people.
I understand. You want to raise your kids.
No police ain't no more.
Yeah.
They all retiring too, baby.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got a lot of family members that's in law enforcement.
Hey,
I
bro,
don't want to get up out of there right now.
let me let her talk so I can close out. Go ahead, sister. You gonna be my last. I gotta get out of here.
Yesterday, Mark. It's like you said yesterday, Mark. Like it's no more police. Everybody retiring. They gave up too.
Yeah.
So nobody cares from us.
Yeah, them numbers.
Once nobody cares. The kids see that just like we raising them, but the streets is too. They see nobody cares. They don't see the police on the corner every day like they used to be. So they learn it from that too. Nobody gets cared. Like you said yesterday, nobody cares. The police even quitting. They ain't getting paid enough to go to that. That's how they feel.
Okay, here's the numbers. 2019, you had 619 officers left. 444 joined in 2019. Okay, 2020, you had 705 officers left. You have 161 joined that year. In 2021, 900 officers left and 51 joined as of October 2021 last year. So people, that ratio is, there's a huge gap right there, people. There's a huge gap.
Yeah, who wants to be the top? They bring them in working 7 days a week, 12-hour shift. And then you public enemy number 1. Nobody like cops.
Yeah. That's
you know what I'm saying? There's a politician thing, and it's making it so hard, man.
Yeah. All right, people, I got to leave it right there, brother. This is live, uncut, unedited. Y'all already know what it is. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I just felt led to go live today, and you know what it is.
Tell the truth.
And shame the devil. All right, people. See you later. Talk to you later. Peace out. Peace out, people.